Hello everybody and welcome to race 2 of the Novice Racing League GT3 Championship. Apologies for the picture issues earlier on this afternoon, but we hopefully are able to do this second race a little bit later than it actually happened here for you this afternoon. As we said earlier, Toy Patero took the opening race victory. He'll now be starting towards the back. Eric Orchin will be starting from the front end of the field as well in what should be an interesting second race. A reverse grid second race as well, where the overtaking difficulties, James, that we saw in the first part of this event in race 1, hopefully are going to go away a little bit for this second race, where the faster guys are trying to come through on some of the slower drivers in the field.
Yeah, hopefully it should be all good. It does look all good. I don't seem to be having any issues at the moment, again, like I didn't in the first lot, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll not say that too many more times, otherwise we could be in trouble. But yes, it's good to have you with us. For those who are tuning in a little bit later on than usual here for this one, as 12 drivers by the looks of things, couple starting from the pit lane, or not at all here. We'll get word on some of those in the next few moments. But anyway, Eric Orchin comes through the final corner here and gets us to the green flag here for 20 minutes of racing in race number 2 of our GT3 Championship this season. It's Stephen Laird just alongside in that McLaren on the outside line. He spun round over getting race number 1. Right in front of the field. Here comes Ben Mitchell on the outside line. He'll start first for the Class 1 drivers and immediately gets himself into second position here. It's arguably an even cleaner start to race number 2 from what we saw in race 1 down into the second chicane. And it is all clean. All 12 of them who start from the front. Wybrow Metakos decided to start from the pit lane by the looks of things. Ferrero won't be starting at all. It's a very clean start from the whole of the field.
Yeah, everybody seems to have got away cleanly at the moment. There seems to be no issues with anything. We are good and up and running. Laird has just lost a place to Jerry Werner. He's making his way forward as well. We've got the likes of Hayden Britton in the mix with Jan Janchik, Andrew Pratt and Tommy Patero still fighting their way through. Obviously, it's a little bit foggy, so we will try and find everything, but we are 3 wide at the moment.
Well, they are 3 wide on the way down towards turn 8. You don't see that very often. This is back in the pack, though, where the drivers who did well in race 1 trying to do well again here. Patero will get past Bartlett quite easily there on the outside. And Laird, is that Laird? Sorry, no, it's Enquist who's got off the road there, and he drops to the back behind the Class 1 drivers as well. Mitchell, meanwhile, has gone to the lead as further on down into the chicane. Oh, Orchin around. Spun by one of the Lamborghinis, and there is only one, so it's got to be Ian Knox who spun him around, and Laird looked like he was around as well in the McLaren down at the hairpin as well, to the looks of that. And they're both now 11th and 12th. It's the big stop on this circuit, and on the first lap it looks like it's all got a bit too congested with everybody spinning around and all sorts down there. Meanwhile, for the lead, Jerry Werner's at the front. As a Class 2 driver, he's going to lead a lap here.
Yeah, he's going to take the lead right at the beginning. Ben Mitchell's tucked in right behind him, of course. Rain's still hammering it down. You can see it on your screen there. Whether or not they're going to be able to control this, what is going to happen with Jerry. Goes in deep into turn 1. That's going to bring Ben right in behind him, going through turn 2 at the moment. And at this moment in time, we've got these two fighting out, but we've got Andrew Pratt is facing the wrong way. Andrew Pratt is round the wrong way at this moment in time. Metakos squeezes through at the back end there as well. So George Metakos making his way through, but it is currently right the way down to the front 7 that are all locked in together.
They are absolutely locked together, and in the wall there, Mitchell almost, as he tries to put the pressure on Werner here of the chicane now come through turn 6 and 7. Tricky traction zone as you're trying to get on the power out of this corner. Looks like the Class 1 drivers have done a pretty good job of finding their way through the field here early on. Werner leads them all, though, ahead of the next 5. Mitchell, Warner, Knox, Janchik and Patero. Oh, that was wide from Werner. Maybe that's going to give the chance here to Mitchell. He very nearly missed the corner, Werner. And here comes Mitchell now on the way towards the hairpin. Warner as well, who's coming through on the right-hand side. He'll be trying to put some distance between himself and championship rival Tommy Patero as well. Oh, dear, that's all gone very wrong. Mitchell breaks too late. He hits Werner, and Warner takes both places.
Yeah, it was almost... oh, he's going to hit him. Oh, the Lamborghini of Ian Knox has hit Jerry Werner. Oh, no way. Both of them have gone down the order. Knox all the way down to 8th. Ian Knox there all the way down to 9th. Jerry Werner down to 8th at the moment. Peter Enquist, though, has got Reece Bartlett tucked in not very far away either.
So Bartlett, one of those who was towards the back end of the field for the first race, is doing rather well early on here in that Kiwi livery. As you can see, he is going to be overtaken, though, by somebody. Metakos, that is, of course. He's not quite sorted out on a timing tower yet. He will be now. He'll fly up the order. There he goes. 7th place. Well, goodness me. He's only 7 seconds off the lead here. So Metakos has made up from the pit lane 5 places already in only 2 laps. And he's got an outside chance of winning this race.
Yeah, he has at this moment in time. George Metakos sitting in 7th place here. He's got Britton and Enquist in front of him. We'll see whether or not he can get to the front of the clouds. But there is Enquist. Tucked him right in front as well for George. Oh, no, he's not. Enquist is in the wall.
Well, that is a drop down of the field for Enquist, unfortunately. Bartlett goes through as well. All the Porsches go through. Has he got any damage?
Oh, yes.
Yes, he has. A little bit left-hand down there, unfortunately, for Parker Enquist. And that is going to be annoying for him for the remainder of the race. Here's Jan Jančić just in front of Hayden Britton, who's leading in Class 2, but just in behind Toy Patero, who's already back to 3rd place again. And you'd imagine it's going to be... And Mitchell's slowing down here. He must have got a slow down. So Toy Patero almost already down the inside here. And so the hairpin, no, not quite. And very nearly hit by Jančić as well. Mitchell goes wide, and there goes Patero. Bit of contact, but he is through into 2nd already.
Yeah. Oh, Mitchell's going in the wall. Oh, he did.
Ooh.
Too much on that loud pedal for Ben Mitchell, and unfortunately he's now in the wall. Jančić tucked up right behind Patero. Warner's escaped nearly 5 seconds up the road here for Matt Warner. He's run away with this, but Hayden Britton leading the Class 2s as well. Great job from him, but Patero there, well, he missed Mitchell. It looked like Mitchell was very close to his back end.
Yep, it was a real loss of grip for Mitchell, who's now 5th position. He hasn't lost any class points for that. Patero goes wide, by the way, and Jančić comes straight through here. So that almost looked like Patero was giving him the place again, but I don't know why he would be doing that. Maybe he's trying to serve a slowdown here or something, because that was very slow through the first chicane by his standards. So he drops to 3rd. And, well, with Warner winning the race at the moment, he might actually gain some points today, Warner, against all odds. Only 2, but he would gain something. Unless Patero can finish 2nd here, because don't forget, in race 1, Patero beat Warner 1st and 2nd. If it's 1st and 3rd for race 2, then maybe Warner will gain those couple of points, and that'll be useful later on in the season.
Yeah, it will be as well. Every point counts. Let's not forget that at the moment. You know, they've got to make sure they're just getting as many points on the board as possible. Andrew Pratt is fighting his way through the field, down 11 places at the moment. He's having to go with Stephen Laird here. And Laird has got Orchin tucked in right behind him. So it's going to be interesting for what Pratt's going to do.
It certainly is. Oh, Mitchell's dropping again. He has dropped another place, this time to George Metakos, and it doesn't look like an overtake to me. It looks like he's just lost more time here, and Mitchell, so he is really struggling in the McLaren, and there he's on the brakes again, really struggling. I know he's got damage on that front end of the McLaren, but goodness me, I didn't think he'd be struggling quite this much here in this car. Has he got any suspension damage here? We're about to find out.
Drastically.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's slightly right hand down there. He's trying to hold it, but you can see he's just at an angle a little bit.
Yeah, it's only a couple of degrees.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it... Well, yeah, I don't know if it should be affecting him too much in that case. It's barely noticeable, really. But he's certainly taken a couple of knocks to that front end, and with the aerodynamics are playing more havoc with him than his steering is. Side by side, meanwhile, for 10th as Werner gets back through, and Enquist, unfortunately for the second race in a row, Werner is overtaking drivers he should be ahead of, really. And that is another loss of points to Metakos, who's going to lead this championship if it stays as it is coming out of this round.
Yeah, Metakos is looking strong here, to be fair. He's just doing consistently, keeping it on the racetrack there. And you can see Andrew Pratt was closing in. Ian Knox has just passed Reece Bartlett. I think Reece has had an issue, or a slowdown, but Knox has gone through. Oh, stay off the curb, stay off the curb. Knox made it through.
The 22 car of Rich Whitebrows off the road. Of course, if you've not seen one of these replay broadcasts before, we can't replay during the race. We'll have to look at everything afterwards. And it looks like there'll be plenty to look at as well. Oh, he's rejoining. And that is not nice for Andrew Pratt, who goes round the outside and gets up to 12.
Yeah, just see that Wybrow did go off, made a mistake. Andrew Pratt has gone through. So we will see how he gets on. Reece Bartlett has got Jerry Werner closing in on him. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to lose that now. Reece is off the side of the circuit.
That is a shame for Reece Wybrow, who now drops to 13th. For a pretty good start to the day, all in all. So down on the brakes into the hairpin they now go. Again, the battle's just start to quiet down a little bit, although it has taken about 10 minutes to get to this stage this time. Orchin is just in front of Pratt, and you'd imagine that's going to be an overtake in the next few moments. Patero's got past Jančić, so Warner and Patero are going to cancel each other out this afternoon by the looks of it.
Yeah, Patero's got about 7 seconds. It's a bit of a mission for him. Pratt's in that. He hasn't got 7 seconds, mind you. He's barely got 3 temps at the moment here for Andrew Pratt and Eric Orchin. We'll find out whether he can't get him into the final corner. Is he going to be able to get the run out and get him down into turn 1? That's going to be the question. Oh, it looks like he is.
Whoa. That was quite close. Pratt, though, with that Porsche acceleration, that punch off the corner, will get straight through into 11th position. That was a pretty good overtake for him ahead of Orchin. Then it's Reece Wybrow, who is next in line, 13th position for him. Goodness me, that's going to be a close battle as well there. Acura versus Porsche again, it will be. Don't forget, though, for Pratt, that's no points at all. He will still be 6th place. He'll do well to lose a position from this position, I've got to say. But he is also going to do well to actually gain any places as well. So it's a long road for Pratt now to try and move up anywhere. But, I mean, it's going to be a real struggle.
It definitely is, but we'll see. Ooh, Wybrow. Oh, a bit over exuberant late on the brakes there. Yeah. And unfortunately, he has lost more time to the guys in front. So Tim Wybrow not having a great time. Needs to be a little bit earlier on the brakes.
Yeah, as I said in race 1, you kind of get away with sometimes braking a bit later in missing the apex in these conditions because the curb's so slippery anyway. But there is a point when you're braking too late as well. As Hayden Brittenball looks, things has dropped out here. Did he have a disconnection maybe at some point? I'm not sure, but he's just disappeared from the face of the earth by looks things. Meanwhile, Orchin goes off. Wybrow follows him. Oh my word, this is a bizarre battle if I've ever seen one. Orchin comes straight back through again in the final or the hairpin there, I should say.
Yeah, Britain's dropping down the order. I'm going to guess he's gone here. So I'm going to presume he lost a connection in race number 2, but he's not showing any more here.
Yeah, he is completely disappeared. Side by side in the meantime, Wybrow does finally get past Orchin. And that is through into 12th position for Reece Wybrow, one of the more bizarre battles of the day. Enquiries in the meantime is being caught by Bartlett. That's another battle that's about a second apart, and Pratt will be looking to get past both of those two as well. But with 8 minutes to go, we've pretty much... Oh, Hayden Britton's back again.
Yeah.
It's a long time to be away to be able to come back like that.
Oh, he's managed it. He's back on the track.
That is very unusual. You don't normally see people returning quite like that. Bartlett, meanwhile, has gone off, and there he is, just down towards the bottom of the screen there. Wybrow and Orchin will now fancy their chances. Wybrow was the one catching Enquiries, don't forget, not that long ago. Indeed, earlier this lap, but now he's made that mistake. Wybrow and Orchin are going to both have to re-overtake for 11th position.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and get through on him there. Whatever happened to Bartley, we'll have a look back a little bit at the end. But Wybrow now is going to put him under pressure. Is he going to be able to make it through? It looks like Bartlett might have just gone and made the mistake again. He has. Same corner for Reece Bartlett, and he's lost another position.
Yeah, it's the same corner as what we did for the first, what we saw for the first incident for him, and he's gone off again through turn 3 and 4 in the meantime, and then after that through the very same corner at turn 8 again, as we just saw. So it's falling apart a little bit there for Bartlett, who now goes to 13th position, which should be 7th, by the way, in the class. So down the back straight again. caution, I've got to say, was passed very easily by Tim Wybrow, but ever since that moment, Wybrow's not really been able to get away here, and so the battle for 11th will continue between them.
Yeah, it is here. They're going to continue fighting it out. Oh, Orchin got damaged there. That was a weird snap.
I don't think... Oh, yeah, he has, yeah. He's got even more severe suspension damage than... much more severe than Mitchell has, I would say.
Done then.
Well,
I can't really tell. It's hard, actually, because it's a right-hand down corner.
there's not very many actual straights around here, because all the straights are sort of very gently curving one way or the other. Even down here, it's pretty hard to tell. See if we can maybe, just as he pulls it straight for the braking zone here. Yeah, I think, I think he's quite severely right hand down.
Yeah, it does look like he is. I've got to agree with you on that one. It does look like he is right hand down. Peter Enquiries putting Andrew Pratt under pressure. Ian Knox and Ben Mitchell side by side at the moment.
Well, that's a bit bizarre. Knox now under pressure from Mitchell. Hayden Britton's dropping down the field again. I think the decision as to whether Britain's going to win this race or not, I think, is going to be whether his internet is going to be in service when he comes over the line here, because he's a long way ahead of George Metakos, although the gap is closing. It's only 3 seconds now, but it's very hard to battle with someone if you're George Metakos here. We're battling with someone who you can't even see. Yeah,
it's going to be very tough for him. But George, he's going to have to try and play this one by ear, and just hopefully him and Hayden do not make contact at some point. He's about 3.5 seconds back. Hayden seems to have settled down a little bit, which is fine, which is great for everybody in the server. And he's back in the server and running quite happily, but he did plummet quite a lot. Reece Bartlett, however, is he going to be able to get Eric Orchin here, or is he going to have another problem?
Let's see. As they come out of the final corner. It's Bartlett, the one this time on the attack, and you'd imagine this will continue as well for the last 5 minutes because of the damage to Orchin's Acura that we saw earlier. Bit of a slide through there, and out of turn 2. He'll be fine, Orchin, on this occasion. Bartlett will continue to apply the pressure. Don't forget that Orchin's got to probably damage at both ends there. We've also seen that suspension damage, but also, can't forget, he's missing his rear bumper after that incident, the hairpin on the opening lap or second lap.
Yeah, but that's...
Oh, well, now he's got even more damage.
That'll be the end of that one, I think.
Yeah, well, he'll try and stay ahead of Laird, who won't be that far away. Yeah, he's coming from... Oh, and I think Laird might be off as well. He might just jump the chicane, I don't know, but... yeah, he seems to be getting underway from a strange line again. So, Laird is only now 4 seconds behind. If Orchin's... Oh, and he's got damage. Who hasn't got damage on the field at the moment? Looked like Laird had big left hand down to me there.
Well, I would say we're going to find out here, because he's got to turn... Oh, no, he is.
Turning left to do this gently right bending straight.
I know. Not going the right way there, mate, but can't even straighten it up. No, he's left hand down. Orchin's right hand down. So I think pretty much most of them have got damage.
It's a bit ridiculous, but that's what racing at Montreal is like. It's close quarters racing. It's street circuit racing, don't forget. And it is the only type of street circuit racing we're going to have here this season. Other sort of tight tracks, if you like, in terms of proximity to pick up damage, are going to be in the next 2 weeks as well, by the way. Okayama and Road Atlanta. Quite easy to hit the wall round there as well, but nowhere near as easy as it is round here, which has proved to be a very punishing round for everybody, it looks like.
Yeah, it definitely is. Rain is that great equaliser we talk about, isn't it? And that's the thing. And it's caused problems. You can see the field's fairly spread out. Warner's winning by 10.8 seconds at the moment. He's absolutely flying and doing a 1:47. This is going to be close, whether or not there's going to be one more here, or if it's going to be the final lap. He is running up that back stretch. If he can get through, it might be one more after this, but it depends if he can get across the line in about 17 seconds.
It's going to be quite close, isn't it, actually? I said at the end of race 1 that, we only just scraped in 12 laps that time round, but what's going to happen when the slightly slower drivers start at the front here I actually know what the lap times are normally here, but it's going to cross the line with just less than 150 to go. I don't know where the starter stands actually, but I think I was looking where I think it is, and I didn't see a white flag there. But as I've said many times before, that doesn't always mean they don't decide to throw the checker flag at the end anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see though, as Metakos closes in on Hayden Britton. This could be the grandstand finish at the end of this race, the Class 2 battle for the win.
Yeah, he's normally on. Maybe Barney's just gone in because it's raining. So I don't care. I'm not going. I'm not staying out here. It's horrible. But he ain't there. So we're going to find out what Matt Warner does. To be honest with you, he crossed over the line on 1:48, and he's doing a 1:47 lap time. So it's going to be decisions. Orchard and Laird, both the cars, one's turning right, one's going left. At the moment, they're running side by side as well.
That is easily done for Orchin. I think Orchin's damage is, unless he's got more damage since that bang on the wall at turn 4 not that long ago, I don't think Orchin's damage is quite as bad as Laird's. When we were on board with that McLaren there, I thought that left-hand down was really severe. The McLaren does still have good straight-line speed, though, and that will always be with that manufacturer by the looks of things. He's going down the inside, down the long back straight. Orchin's better on the brakes, though, and into the corner. Someone has to back out. Laird is the one in the end. You were never going to get side-by-side through there, and they knew that. And that's why Laird just had to back out there in the end. Meanwhile, Hayden Britton just made a mistake there through turn 8. Is he going to be under pressure here from Metakos, who slipped through on a very tight angle there on the left-hand side? Britton's on the inside line now. They're both braking really late. There's going to be contact here, surely. They're down the inside. Oh, there it is. Britton's down the inside. Barely get it turned there on that tight line. But he's got it done here, and he's going to win this race, maybe, in Class 2. It's certainly going to be Matt Warner's day overall. The checker flag's waving, and he's won here in Race 2 at Montreal. He and Tommy Patero will cancel each other out at the front of this championship. Will Hayden Britton hold on for the win here in Class 2, though, as the Porsche struggles in a straight line, as it so often does, into the final chicane. It's on a tighter line. Metakos needs to fire out of this chicane and go. It's going to be close. 3/10 of a second at the line, but it's not close enough. Hayden Britton just about hangs on. George Metakos will take the championship lead instead, and he'll come second in race 2 in a great finish between the two of them.
Yeah, great finish there as well. George just did not get the run out of the hairpin. He did not get the run out of the final corner either. And unfortunately for him, he lost it on that both points. He just didn't get the run. However, Pratt and Mitchell, they have got the run down to the line as well. It looks like Mitchell's going to hold on here. Unless Pratt was alongside, Mitchell did manage to hold on. But yeah, that very, very interesting finishes in race number 2 there.
Very good finish indeed between everybody, especially those couple of battles. Pratt was closer to Mitchell than Metakos was to Britton, but either way, that first one was for the win, of course, in Class 2. This is Laird versus Ferrero in 13th place. Actually, everybody's going to get to the end of this race on the lead lap without having pitted, I don't think. So that's a change from race 1. You don't normally see that achieved in race 2 if it wasn't in race 1. Through the final chicane, Ferrero gets close. Oh, and he gives it everything as well, but he can't get past Laird. In any case, there's no points on the line for that. Anyway, Laird will finish 13th ahead of Orchin, who brings up the rear of the field, but not actually that far away from the leader. So it's all pretty close.
Yeah, just
between the...
Sorry. I'm going to shut up. Go for it.
It's just I wasn't going to say very much, to be honest. It's just yeah, not very far between first and last in the 15 drivers. Anyway, let's have a look at the race results and a couple of replays before we head off, because there will only be a couple of things to look at from the latter moments of the race. Matt Warner has taken the win, though, dominantly in the end, ahead of Tommy Patero by 12 seconds. Jan Jančić rounds out the podium, with Hayden Britton just beating George Metakos to the Class 2 victory. What a battle it was between them. Ian Knox just outside the top 5 ahead of Jerry Werner, with Ben Mitchell and Andrew Pratt also separated by a very small margin. Parker Enquist rounds out the top 10, with Tim Wybrow in 11th just outside. Reece Bartlett, Stephen Laird, Eric Orchin, Peter Ferrero round out the field. 2 minutes 19 at the end. I almost don't believe that, but I guess that is the margin. Everybody on the lead lap, though, and staying out the pit lane, which is a surprise for race number 2, especially in the rain at Montreal, as you're about to see some of the reasons why in some of the replays of crashes that went on throughout the day.
This is Reece Bartlett. He seems to be struggling with this corner all the way through, because that's not the first time he took a trip through that. And Jerry Werner almost followed him off as well. That was the interesting thing. Werner went in deep after that as well, and almost decided that he was going to go and follow him. If you have a look from here with Jerry Werner, you'll see that all of a sudden he goes and almost takes the trip with him. So Reed Bartlett goes off and Werner's like, oh no, can't follow. No, stay on the track. So, yeah, some interesting action there. Stephen Laird is another one that also struggled at this corner as well. I believe, you know, I don't know what it was. They just didn't get this car slowed down, and Laird does that.
Yeah, so Bartlett's problem has just been slowing down in time. Laird's problem there was driving down the grass while he was trying to slow down at the same time. That was never going to work for him. This is Tim Wybrow and Eric Orchin. I mentioned this at the time. Somewhat comical. They might be able to laugh about it afterwards. Orchin trying to defend went off. Wybrow followed him, and then they were side by side off the corner after getting a legally good exit, I would say. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. If they both went off, then you know, there won't be any case to answer there. This is down in towards turn 8 for Ben Mitchell. He was under pressure from Ian Knox at the time, and Knox down the inside, and I'm not sure that's why Mitchell went off, but maybe he was slightly distracted. That's how Knox gained one of his places back after his earlier incidents.
Yeah, he does something else down here as well, Mitchell. I think he just goes in very, very deep into the... yeah. Nope. Oh, my God.
Wow. Well stopped.
Oh.
I thought he was going to go straight into Ian Knox there, but both stopped in time. And he just about manages it there. Does Ben Mitchell. There wasn't any change of positions, though. As we have another look at Mitchell. Unfortunately, he struggled here today, really. At decent speed, as we've seen. That he started this race up towards the front, but a couple of mistakes has sent him a long way down the field.
Did you see how quickly he was rotating them rear wheels? Just look at the rear wheels when he was trying to go back on. Watch how he just spins the living doo-doos out of him. You can see them there, they're stationary, and then look. He's like, come on, get out the grass, because the grass is very horrible here as well. Yeah, you got it going.
In the wet weather, especially.
Yeah, in the wet weather.
With the wet curve as well. That's why he'd be spinning up so much, even with traction control. This is Laird versus Orchin, who didn't really like this corner, looks things out of Orchin. Although this time round, he's on the inside and he's in the right position. And he's able to keep ahead of Laird. Late on that, I don't know if there was any other incident, but anyway, Orchard would lose that place to Laird, and he would drop behind Ferrero as well in the end. As I mentioned earlier on, a good turnout for a wet race at Montreal, which people normally wouldn't be too much of a fan of, but good turnout and decent racing as well, although I think everybody found it pretty difficult.
Yeah, I think it was difficult in general. I've got to be honest, there was lots of... It was rain, right? And let's be honest, not many people like rain and drive in the rain or practice in the rain. So, you know, we'll hopefully see what happens next time out.
We certainly will. We'll be back in 1 week's time at Okayama with hopefully less picture problems. We'll have those sorted for the next round of the Novice Racer GT3 Championship, of course. Big thanks to everyone for persevering through race 1 and indeed watching race 2 as well a little bit later on. I've been Ewan Lyric alongside James Parfitt. Until we see you in 1 week's time for the next round at Okayama, it's goodbye for now.
Jungle.